This month has seen some incredible successes here at Honey Badger Radio. We reached not just one, but two very big funding milestones. The first milestone was our first big Patreon milestone, and we reached it nearly 7 days before the deadline. This milestone allows us to free up Dr. Random Cam's time and also to bring the graphic artist Ed into the team full-time. You may have noticed some additional animation coming out of Honey Badger Radio this month, and that's all due to Ed. So thanks, Ed. Welcome to the team. We also raised, in just a record 7 days, over $9,000 for our trip to the UK. That fundraiser is still open for the next 3 days, so we can reach our stretch goal to bring you the rewards that we offered for your contributions. Because most of you apparently just donated to see us go, I've lowered the total contribution amount to get your rewards from $12,000 to $10,500. So please go there and contribute now to get your rewards. I did already spend some money on those rewards, so I'd appreciate it. Cover those costs. And as promised, last month, for getting to our first major Patreon milestone, here's a sneak peek at some bipartisan Trump-Bernie romance.
Ice cubes rattled in Bernie's glass and he struggled to steady his hand. All of a sudden, the room was too warm. He thrust one finger down the collar of his shirt and ran it from one side to the other.
You wanted to talk to me?
He asked, staring fixedly on the window, not daring to look at who he knew was standing in the doorway.
Are we alone?
I'd like to talk to you now about Honey Badger Radio's future and where we'd like to be by the end of the year. Before I do, please take a moment, if you're not currently helping us out or as a supporter or as a patron, to just jot down why. Think about why and jot it down and send it to topic@badgerpod.com. Knowing where you're at is really helpful to us, and your responses have been quite surprising so far. There's a lot of you who write in to simply tell us that you just don't have the funds, and that's completely understandable. And then there's others who say that they don't necessarily agree what we have to say, and that's understandable too. The ones that are surprising are the ones who write in and say that they don't think what they do matters. They don't think that their donation matters. A lot of people said that it was madness to try to fundraise $8.5K with only 7 days on the clock. To not just do that, but make a public announcement that I would fall on my sword in front of man boobs if it didn't happen. But we did it. You caught me. I jumped, and you caught me. I threatened to fall on my face, and you caught me. That's the magic. That's why you matter. This is a letter from Bradley. It's a letter from Florida. He's also sent a postcard of an alligator. And Bradley says, "Allison, you are so loved. My thoughts and prayers are with you, and the Badgers always. Love, Bradley." He took the time to write this out and enclose some money, $3 for us. This matters. This is not meaningless. No matter who says it is. This matters. Because every one of these donations is another hand in the crowd holding me up, holding us up. $3, $30, $300, it's another hand. Some of our viewers criticized me for refunding a former supporter after he said that we were starting to look like a bait and switch operation. But here's the thing. In order for the magic to work, there has to be trust. I have to trust you, and you have to trust me. After I refunded that supporter, two other supporters stepped up and donated 3 times what he had given. And I wasn't expecting that at all, so I'd like to thank both of them and read out their words. This is from Petoir. Hello, quite a long-time listener, first time bothered donating. Here's double what that ex-donor who was in need of the thank you thought your thanks were worth. You did quite the admirable thing for refusing and refunding the money for him, her, etc. That kind of gesture is a thing I respect, and I think this is quite a good way to show the appreciation I feel. And no need to thank me. When I donate somewhere, the thing I help is thanks enough. Spine is a wonderful thing to have, and beating bullies with it is always a brave thing to do. Keep on badgering, all of you in general, and Allison in particular, and good luck with your legal battle. And Anthony from Texas says, very simply, screw that whiner, initiating support fire from Texas. Thank you, Anthony. And thank you, Bradley. Thank you so much. This is why I refunded that supporter. I refunded him because we need to trust each other. I trust you to catch me when I throw myself on the mercy of the crowd, and you trust me not to compromise my values for anything. Not time, tide, loss, love, and certainly not money. We stand for integrity. We stand for free speech. We stand for respect for each other, and we stand for compassion for all, every single one of us. So every single hand extended out in trust, even if it holds $3 or if it's held out to help, every single hand matters because it's an act of trust. And that kind of trust can move mountains. And now I want to talk to you about what I see for Honey Badger Radio's future. Our next big funding goal on Patreon is $2,675 an episode. And at that level, we'll be able to start working on developing an actual brick-and-mortar business location. And that will enable us to pursue a business-only fiber optic hookup and give us the space so we can get the equipment we need to take our production to the next level. It'll also enable us to have open houses, artist retreats, and invite you, our supporters and listeners, to interact with us in the fur. I'm going to be breaking down our next goal into sub-goals and deadlines for those sub-goals so we don't lose the momentum that we've gained from our successes this month. I'm setting the next sub-goal at 1,500. If we make our goal by the end of July, we'll make available a set of delightful Codger voicemail messages.
You may leave a message at the tone. This does not mean I will listen to it.
When you think about supporting us to make this Badger Cave a reality, I want you to go outside where you live, and I want you to look at the road running past your home. I want you to look down that road and imagine you could walk or bike or drive down that road, and after however many rights and lefts and straightaways, you would come to the place where the badgers are. I've been all over the world, all over Europe and Asia and some parts of Africa. I've also driven all over North America, Canada, the US, Mexico. I've seen all kinds of wildlife. Moose, bear, wolves, and exotic animals, ibex, gazelles, lions, tigers. But in all that time, I never encountered a badger. I never even thought that much about badgers or wanting to see them. The only time I've ever met a badger is here, where I am now, on this road. It was a hot day in July. You could smell the clover and the sweetgrass. The neighbor's crabby llama was in its field, chewing on its cud just on the edge of the hill. I was walking down this road, minding my own business, when I saw a solid patch of gray and white fur snuffling towards me. I noticed the badger before it noticed me. I'd like to say there was some sort of spark of insight shared between us, but it was all very unmystical. When she finally noticed me, the badger hiked up her back and gave a screeching hiss and started going backwards. I, in turn, decided that I should continue my walk on the other side of the road. And that's what happened. I went to the other side of the road, and we continued on. The badger on her side of the road, me on my side of the road. We went our separate ways. Me and the first badger I ever met. You got your side of the road, I got my side of the road. And hey, maybe we don't agree. Maybe we get each other's hackles up. But our respect means we both share the same road. And believe me, we all share the same road. Go out and look at that road running past your home. I bet with the right kind of eyes, one day you'll see the paw prints of that badger leading you to us.